A while back, I introduced people to a self-awareness game that I like to call the My Planet game. And people loved it so much that today I wanted to introduce you to another self-awareness exercise or game. It's similar but different. In relationships, we spend a lot of our time trying to get people to think the same way that we do, to hold the same opinions, to do things the same way that we do, to have the same preferences and aversions. And the big reason that we do this is because we want confluence in our relationships, which is a natural thing to want in a relationship. But often when we do this, it's with this undertone of, if everyone was just like me, the world would be better. So for this self-awareness game, we actually entertain the idea of everyone in the world being exactly like me. To play this game, you're going to imagine that today the world is as it is, but tomorrow, mysteriously you wake up and the whole world has been transformed in that everyone is exactly like you. Same personality, same feelings, same needs, same preferences, same aversions, same beliefs, same interests, same personal truths, same vision for the world, same way of having relationships, same dysfunctional and functional patterns, same strengths, same weaknesses, etc., etc. You look at the reality of what the world would turn into, how things would be different, how they would change if suddenly everyone was exactly the same as you. I know that it's tempting to think that everything would be good. I mean, some of you are too self-aware for that. Some of you maybe are so self-negative that you're like, oh, the world would be terrible. The reality is that there would be both positive changes and some really negative changes that would occur if everyone was exactly like you. And the goal of this exercise or this game is to look exactly at what that reality would be like. When you are doing this exercise, the sky is literally the limit for how much you could consider. But so that I can get you started on this, here are some things to consider when you're playing this game of how would the world change or be different if everyone overnight was exactly like me. What your political beliefs are and how things would change or be different if everyone had the exact same political beliefs. What your interests are and what would happen if everyone had the exact same interests. What your vision for society is, your relationship to animals, your relationship to plants, your ideal lifestyle, your bad habits, your attitude towards family, your attitude towards kids, your strengths in the various different facets of life, your weaknesses in the various different facets of life, your sensitivities, your relationship to work, your spiritual or religious beliefs, what it would be like if everyone acted the same in relationships that you do in relationships, your relationship to Earth, your pet peeves, how you deal with problems, how you act when things are going well, your relationship to temporal physical existence, your mentality towards life itself, your social life, your exercise habits, your relationship to your body, your attitude towards emotions, your personality, your goals, your needs, your motivations, your values, your style of dealing with conflicts, your vices, your life choices, your relationship with fun and recreation, your virtues, what you specifically have to give to others and contribute to the world, what you're really, really bad at, what you perceive to be drudgeries, what causes you the greatest joy, your attitude towards home life, what makes you the most upset, your sense of community, how you deal with upset, what you will not tolerate, what you will tolerate even when you shouldn't, your relationship with personal growth, the places you like to spend time, your attitude towards travel, your attitude towards society, your purchasing habits, how you make others feel. When it comes to you, what's missing? What verb best describes you? Your food habits and/or your relationship to food. The way you present yourself. Your tastes, i.e. in decoration, style, or preferences. Your aversions. The worst thing about you. The best thing about you. What people ask you for help with. What people avoid asking you for help with. Your taste in music. Why you do what you do. Your talents and abilities. What you stand for. What you stand against. What people compliment you on. What people criticize you about. Your relationship to sleep. Your relationship to finances. Your attitude towards health. What bores you. Your definition of success. What you geek out about. How you manage your time. What you spend your time doing. And what you would spend your time doing if you could have everything your way. An enhanced way of doing this game is to do this game with other people that know you well. Why? Because other people see things about us that we often don't see, number one. Number two, when it comes to hypothetical games, multiple minds are better than one. So that you can understand this game, Graciela has been so kind as to use herself as an example. Now, in this example, obviously, she could have gone much farther than she's about to go. What I'm doing is giving you an example of how this goes. The longer, the better. The more in-depth, the better. It's just more and more self-awareness. But she's going to give you an example so you understand basically how this goes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. If everyone in the world was like me, this is what would happen. We would have regressed a few hundred years. We would have no cities, and everyone would live in a hut. Welcome, everyone. Cities were abandoned because they required too much maintenance, and we just couldn't do that. Essentially, you go back to farming age, and only because I guess we have to eat. Everyone would begrudgingly have a job in that farm life, not because they want to, but because they have to. In order to survive. That is, if we want to survive, right? And even though we are having simple food like corn, beans, whatever we can grow, somehow we manage to make that unhealthy. I don't know how we do that, but we manage to make that unhealthy. I guess my Mexican genetics don't really help. Like I said, health is not a concern, and therefore gyms go extinct, just like the dinosaurs did. Because of this, our life expectancy is not very high, and that's okay. We make up for it by focusing on relationships and shadow work. As a matter of fact, we would start off our day with shadow work. Everyone in the world would be super regulated. Oh, you have a problem? That's okay. I have plenty of time to listen to you, to see into you, to hear you. Whatever you want. Tell me what would make our relationship better. That's all we care about. Oh, and we would fix any problem in our relationships, because why would I gaslight you when we could both go into reality together? There wouldn't be any loneliness or lack of belonging or feeling unsupported. We would all gather at nighttime around a fire to talk about how our day went. But don't worry. We would all point out what would go wrong so that we could have plenty of shadow work tomorrow morning. Are you feeling like you're coming down with something? That's okay. You could just go get herbs from the garden or go see your local medicine woman. Because guess what? She lives just around the corner because no one moves. You know everyone, and everyone knows you. And that's fine. We have a close-knit community. And we don't travel, because who can think of those things, right? There are no fences. There's no one being separated from anyone. There is no land ownership. And there is no crime. We all make sure we consider each other, and that is reflected in our trade system. Okay, so none of us have money. Everyone's basic needs are met. I can't say anyone's entertained, but you know, who needs entertainment when you have shadow work? You also have the donkey you ride to travel and do the farm work. We could have had horses, but you know, those guys are too tall for us. Plus, we are mostly women with no children, so you know, you have to be careful in all of the places you can. Don't worry about us women though. We rarely ever get hurt. There's not much of anything to where we could get hurt. The landscape is harmless, but if anything does happen, you could just send word for your best friend and she would be there in a second. Why? Because we value companionship more than anything. What kind of friend would I be if I didn't help you when you needed it? Are you bored yet? I'm not sure what to do about that one. I can't entertain you. Can you entertain me? I guess we'll do more shadow work on it, right? Good thing we focus on relationships and shadow work. I'm not sure what else to do with my life than what I've done already. Hey, let's integrate ourselves out of here. Sounds great to me. It's not like we have kids. I guess that was good while it lasted.
What you'll notice from Graciella's example is she made it quite humorous. It's not like the goal of this exercise is to make it humorous. For some of you, this will be a very serious exercise. For others, it's going to take on more humorous undertones. It's perfectly fine either way. All that you're looking to do is to figure out how things would change or how they would be different if everyone was exactly like you. Doing this exercise goes a long way towards helping you to love the ways that people are different and how those differences can create a richer, healthier life for us all. It goes a long way towards showing us how we need each other. It helps us to see our own dysfunction and function. It also shows us how it can be enough for us to be a certain way or for someone else to be a certain way, because having everyone be that way would be what would lead to problems. So try this game out for yourself and gain some new awareness. Have a good week. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and consider sharing this video with your friends. You can also click on the bell icon to be notified of the next time that I post a video. I want to thank you personally for the bravery that you have to step into awareness. I'll see you in the next video.